Oh yeah, that's that tea ceremony. Thank you.
Laments. Cheers, mate.
So Laments has been presented as a fairly Jeremy-centric project so far, and I would like to change that, because it takes a village to raise a magazine, as the saying goes. My ultimate super good buddy Roger.
Hi guys.
Roger and I moved to Colorado about a year and a half ago, but we knew each other since college, and he's been my most artsy guy, this whole time. So Roger is actually the chief photographer of Laments. So a huge part of like why Laments looks and feels the way it does.
I'm sorry.
is because of Roger, and there'd be no Laments without him. So we're gonna do a little highlight and just make sure that you guys fucking know who's behind this shit. So I'd say it's pretty 50-50, but I'll let Roger introduce himself and his background in the creative field.
Yo, what's up? My name is Roger. I never picked up a camera before we started skating. We started doing some skate videos. So Caleb is our homie that put me on. Hand me the first camera. We were just recording some Top Shove-Its, That's the first time I held a real camera, and I'm pretty sure the camera we're using right now is the same camera that Caleb.
That's a throwback.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Same fisheye and everything.
So yeah, I still don't know how to use a camera, in terms of what the settings are and stuff. My creative endeavors is drawing, so and like digital drawing and watercolor and that kind of stuff. So I would like to think I know what looks good on a picture.
No, for sure.
But in terms of like actually snapping shots, I'm very amateur, very very new to this stuff. So
well, that makes both of us, because my only previous photography experience is like a high school like film class and shit. So I know fuck all about digital cameras and stuff. So we're both kind of figuring it out. But I also know nothing about design and all that. So it's all from the ground up, getting it out the mud. So Roger, like I said, Roger and I moved to Colorado together about a year and a half ago, and I was killing time in our Airbnb basement, and I was just making like the most fucking horrendous like magazine prototype covers, and just like being real proud of them and showing them to Roger. And Roger's like, Roger's being so nice. He's like, oh, there's a good idea here and there. But what were you thinking when I showed you the first couple? Like the Bloodsport one. I'll throw that one up on screen and shit.
Yeah, the Bloodsport one. Like, that's just like... I was just wondering, I'm like, man, does he have the vision?
No!
Like... Later on, we figured out, okay, like once you like learn how to like actually use the software, like you can make cool stuff with it. But in the beginning, it was just like you're like, all right, anything that I can, lasso tool crop it, put a big shadow on it.
Not even lasso tool it well, like chunks of like black sticking out of it.
Just put a big shadow over it or behind it, over a flat red with some red and yellow McDonald's color palette. Yeah. That was wild, and I it's honestly such a trip to see how far the magazine has come in such like a short time, and just
I don't know if it's that short, like it's like a year and a half.
Like it's incomparable.
Hey, in a good way, in the best way. But yeah, so I did a couple of those, and Roger's kind of like very gently tweaking it and being like, what if you didn't use a McDonald's color palette? What about that? And the more we started looking into it, it wasn't really until like half a year of moving into our first place, right, that I was sitting there and I was like, I just really want to make a magazine. It's like I want Thrasher, but for fencing and stuff. And then you were just like, you did your classic Roger thing. You went, then do it and be about it. He's like, let's go right now. And yeah, that was really the start of it. I threw on my pinstripe candy shirt and my teal corduroys, and then we were just like, all right, we're just gonna go fucking skate downtown and grab what we can. And you had work at like 11 or 12:30, and it was like 8. So we were like, we'll get what we can in 3.5 hours, and like I don't think we did a single other photo shoot for that first issue.
Really?
Yeah, every single photo in there is
Wow.
from a
That's
3-hour
wild.
little thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, neither of us knew what we were doing. I think.
Do we know what we're doing now?
Well, we have an idea of what we want. So, like back then, or at least for the first one, right? It was very much like, all right, I don't know what it's gonna be, but I know that it's like.
You're cutting that?
I've cutted that one. But that is what I said. What I wanted to accomplish with that statement is that I was trying to sell, haughtiness. I just didn't have the word for it. Haughtiness, Haut. And like, oh, Vogue, Esquire, but also, skateboarding. So it's like Laments is very much it's very much influenced and supposed to be like a skateboarding atmosphere. Skateboarding, right? It's like the act of skateboarding if you haven't like done it. Like going out into like a city or like session a spot with your friends, like one of the chillest things you can do, like as a person. And it's like when you have a homie like Caleb or something that's like recording it, it's like the atmosphere does change, but it's like, definitely for the better. It's like you're clowning a little bit more. It just gives it like a whole different like
You're like a kid.
feel. Yeah, exactly. And skateboarding is just chock full of that. But fencing being such a centralized activity where it's like, okay, I got to go to this club, I got to have all this gear, I got to wear these clothes. It's like
Not a lot of DIY.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like some of my favorite shit is going to DIY spots. So Laments, I would say. Now, and especially when it started, is like about capturing that feeling of like skateboarding with your friends. But it's that atmosphere. And I think we kind of got that the first time. It was mad chill.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All shot on iPhone. Shout out iPhone for the first 2 issues.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
some of my best photos.
Deadass. Walk me through just briefly what the first like shoot was like for you.
Do we have the mag? So the first shoot, like, I didn't think it was gonna actually be assembled into an actual product, a thing. So I was just like, yep, this is just I'm just kind of doing this for funsies, or like, I was honestly like, I was a bit self-conscious about like people looking at us, not like self-conscious like I was embarrassed, but I was just like wondering like what
are people gonna think, because we were doing this in public, straight up in public.
Yeah. So like people are like straight up walking around the park, and you're just like posted up in the middle of a sidewalk. Everyone has to walk around you if we're gonna take photos and everything, or they're just, I'm taking photos of them, there's nothing they can do about it. That shit's going online.
And they don't know. And also it's like I'm just hitting zesty poses and shit. It's like I've straight up never done that shit before.
Also, a good chunk of the photo session was on a kid's playground.
Yeah, that wasn't good. But it's like I really thought I looked hard as fuck. Like prancing around the jungle gym. We didn't use anything from there.
No. We have some shots that are like it's an upshot where you don't know it's a jungle gym. You're just on something. Train Tracks is a classic. It was fun. This was actually a good time.
An iconic shot, if
Whoa.
you will.
Okay.
Within the Laments verse.
So I guess like a bigger part of, I think, my mental thing is going on while we're doing the photo shoot. It's like I'm lining up this shot and I know like, all right, the background looks good enough or whatever.
Yeah.
The other 90% is me just yelling at you like, do something else, different pose, try something else, please. Like,
and like half of it happened. We shot again 2 days ago, but literally half of it is Roger just going, your knees are fucked. You're locking your knees. Stop doing that with your hips. What is that? It's like, it's just, well, Roger's known this from the beginning, but it's taken me a while to like figure out and listen to him. But it's like, you get the most natural stuff when you are in motion. Obviously, everyone knows this is an epiphany only to me.
I mean, this is like just from me, stalking a specific Instagram model. Like, I love doing portraits of her, or like, I guess 2. And I use that as an excuse to like follow her, and I've seen her. She moves. I'm like, all right, that's real, I guess. And that's 100% that encapsulates my knowledge of the modeling industry.
Well, also, you're pretty big into like figure drawing and stuff like that. So I think in general you just know like what's good like lines and stuff, like drawing lines with the body and things like that.
And a lot of figure drawing, the best poses or the best stuff is in motion, like someone doing a vault in like sports. To pose being completely still, like that actually takes skill.
Yeah,
know?
I mean,
we're working on it.
Yeah,
we're working on it.
Yeah, doing static shots for sure is like super challenging because it's like you have to be I'm hyper focused, obviously, on what I look like, but it's like, you know, doing your face and all that. That shit's fucked.
Yeah. Insider knowledge, insider pro tip right here is we just recorded videos a lot of the times for these shoots because I'm like something.
Yeah,
maybe someone will come
screenshot that.
Yeah, so we just record and then screenshot it later.
These are just kind of like little intro ones. This was such a funny shot because I just was not on my shit on this one.
This was fine. I like this.
That was okay.
Like
that was
this
funny.
is
wild. We'll skip that one.
Yeah, go on. What was going through your head in this shot?
I was trying to I don't know. I was trying to be sexy, straight up. I was trying to go like.
Were you blowing a kiss?
I was trying to what is it called? Ride a Miss Daisy. But I was trying to blow a kiss. And
we were listening to Tyler.
And we were listening to Tyler. And I was wearing the fucking bright yellow checker vest with the pinstripes. Oh, nah.
This is good.
Yeah, that one's okay.
This is good. This is good design. Like, this is like a... I think when we were taking this photo, we had this in mind of like... this is a composition little thing.
Yeah, of like interacting.
Yeah, like overlapping, and also it's busy on the top with all the tree and building stuff, and then on the bottom it's like boom, completely flat, and that gives you space to do stuff. So it's not all busy.
And it's like a little overexposed on the top. But it's like whatever. Hey, I didn't know how to use I didn't know how to use Photoshop yet or Illustrator on this issue, so it was just all raw files. This shit's so funny.
Oh my god!
So much of the magazine has been me just learning to listen to people like Roger who actually have like a decent understanding of art and composition, because Roger's not just like some fucker. Like no, you're not. It's like he's been actually he's on his shit. Like he draws hella cubes like over and over and over again, hella spheres. It's like he does hours and hours of figure drawing practice. Like he's been at it for years and years.
This whole mag is bold, dog. This whole page being you is bold. When we showed this to Caleb, we're like, Jamie's like, yo, Caleb, check this shit out. This is kind of cool. Hey, there's a whole mag. He goes, these are all of you?
That shit's gonna live in my head forever, because I went, dang, because I was fucking dumb. Like it just hadn't hit me that I had made a magazine of myself, because I was like, that's another thing.
It's a good outfit.
Yeah, it's a fire outfit for sure. When I'm posing or whatever, it's like, in my head, I'm not like, oh, I'm Jeremy making a magazine. It's like the mask is very much like a psychological, it is, and it like allows me. Yeah,
you are laments.
Yeah,
you put this shit on.
Like I wouldn't hit that shit like in real life.
The second you put that mask on, though,
it's like you just you go for it. But yeah, so I mean, tell me a little bit about this background.
The green?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was very much inspired by I Think You Should Leave, where it has very 70s like pop kind of just lines always shifting, and so that's what the idea was, because we had a mirrored background and that was messed up, and we're like, let's just get some colors in there. So I just did this in Procreate. Shout out Procreate, where I just did some scribbles, and then just, that's the thing about Procreate, is you don't actually need to be good at colors. Like you just mess with all the colors in post after you put them down, because then you can just adjust
color artwork.
Yeah, you just adjust all the dials, all the gamma, and then so we just blew it up with a bunch of color dodge, which is like really bright versions of the color, and yeah, we got it, and it was it's fun.
And this is the start of the whole lyrics, that has become a lot more central, because I don't know, yeah, super iconic. I don't know, that's a big part of Laments too, is that I'm not gonna go into I feel music so much different, but it's like, I don't know, I have trouble expressing my emotions and shit. And
there's a lot of things going into Laments. We got the skating, we got the photography, we got the fashion, we got the music.
Yeah.
It all contributes to your headspace.
Yeah.
And whatever's going on in your headspace, that's gonna affect what the fuck comes out.
You
really liked this little diner.
I really liked it at the time. Not so much now.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I like the concept. Okay, well,
what
that bottom one. Yo,
my coach. I sent this to my coach, and then he said, his first note was, "Why all the sexy stuff? Feels like you're trying too hard." And I was like, "Oh, coach,
that's the worst thing to do."
And I was.
Yeah, the one to the left, that one, it's like the pose is a little much. It's like, ugh,
yeah,
you know?
it's like,
but
oh,
it's like,
fucking look at
I
my
still
hand
like this concept, and I want to nail it at some point where we're doing this, but it's like actually full of people. We're not in an abandoned, closed, outdoor diner. We're in an actual cafe or whatever. So. Just believe I don't know how to read.
Yeah, these were the coolest ones by far.
Yo, what a pose! What a pose!
Yeah, these were all just good.
On the gas.
Yeah, I mean these were all part of the same shoot.
Obviously.
Yeah, and then the back cover on the children's jungle gym.
Yeah,
back cover. So yeah, that's Laments 1. Laments 1.1. So this one was shot right before you left for the summer. Jane, my girlfriend, actually shot this front cover and a few of the first ones in there.
Trying to fucking take my job.
Yeah, she's straight
taking
up.
my friend, taking my job.
So that one's good. We got the X motif with the blades, and then obviously with the 2 lines in the tennis court.
This mag is flower.
This is is that what I said? Sunflowers blooming all by our house.
Spring in the springs.
That was real. So yeah, Raja took these. This is still one of my favorite ones that you've gotten. It's like shit's just purple. It's nice, crazy composition.
I can't see out of these glasses. This is still all on an iPhone.
Yeah, but even though it looks way sharper this time. Well, because I knew how to use Photoshop this time. I think.
There we go.
Yeah. Mindset difference going into this one, where you're like, okay, like, are you getting a feel for like what Laments is at this point, or are we still kind of winging it?
I felt like there was more of a vibe for this one, because like honestly, the flowers, they were working. Like I was like, all right, you're wearing pink, you got flowers, and also it's like I'm more of a nature guy than a city boy, so like I was feeling just the backgrounds a lot more, and I was having more fun with it. Where it's like in this specific shot, it's like just putting the horizon line right at your face. Like that's
you pretty much lined it with my eyebrows.
Yeah, like that's way easier to do on this set than a bunch of buildings and stuff. So yeah, this was just a fun shoot, because it was like almost exclusively videos. Like it was like this is right here is probably a tracking shot.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so it's like this was like, it was kind of like documentary kind of style, where I'm just like, you're just doing stuff and I'm just moving around.
I also had some beetles and shit in my hair because they lived in the sunflowers, and when I was I didn't know that.
I didn't know about that.
So I cut those right behind our house, and then I put them on, and then at various points I'd be like, fuck, and so with beauty comes pain and shit. I actually really like this one. I don't know why. It's just like, it just feels kind of like sinister a little bit somehow. Say yes. Say it does feel sinister. And
this looks fucked.
I don't know. My bib was like looking yellow that day or something, because it was like reflecting. But
all these are your photos of the flowers? Are these photos that you on the ones that you've put?
Oh yeah, no. I took pictures of the sunflowers, and
that's design.
Do a little more presence. This is, I mean, all time classic for me. Just sick ass shot. Set me up on the fence, hella nice. Boom, landscape shot.
Yeah. This is probably my favorite one too. This one's fun.
Of all time?
I mean, I don't really think of another one. I mean, this one's just good. And also I just love this walk we go on. Like this is like the we call it the plateau. No one else calls it
it's the Great Plateau from fucking Breath of the Wild. So this one, I mean, we gotta talk about this one. I have the posing images. This is a whole thing. So all the best pieces, I think, really start with me just pitching the most fuck ass idea to Roger, and he goes, "Why?" And then I keep hounding about it for 20 minutes. And I try to draw it on like a napkin or some shit. He just says "fuck off," and then he'll draw it up, and it looks good.
Yeah, this one I actually traced. We did a reference photo where I'm like, all right, instead of you doing a very two-dimensional like side shot, it's like, let's do a real shot, because like that's what we do, we take photos. Like, we can just do this. So this is actually Jeremy, like a real picture of Jeremy I traced over
standing on my coffee table.
Yep. And then the bottom dude right there, that is also Jeremy.
It is? Oh, but the original idea for this one was I saw a paper cutout shot of a Jewish folklore tale called the Golem in Jacob Geller's video essay about the Golem in Jewish folklore. The first one that I pitched to Roger was just me. I was like, what if there's just a big fucking guy? He's just going... And that was not good. And then, so we got some perspective in there. And I found out that I had a fundamental misunderstanding of what the Art Deco style is. But Roger cleared me up on that one. So
all you need is the font. That's what it does.
Really, yeah. That's the first official fucking real deal interview. Shout out Magda, if you see this, you're the goat for that shit. And congratulations on your Olympic qualification. But yeah, it's cool. She does all this stuff. All right, so we PDF's not working, so we're looking at the InDesign official. You're getting to see my workspace. We really wanted to be winter boys in Colorado. And also this 2.0. Laments, there's not common knowledge.
Laments isn't common knowledge.
Laments operates on a calendar year basis, so every new consecutive year, because there's going to be many years of this shit, right? It's going to be... So last year was 1.0, 1.1. I started pretty late, so I only had time to make one fucking issue before I had to change it up to 2.0, so that's why it says 2.0. But yeah, so this is our most planned shoot, I would say, where we actually prepped the outfit the day before. We knew which place we were going to go and whatnot. So tell me a little bit about your experience shooting in the snow.
As you can see, this shit is not in focus. That's my experience. I would use the manual. I'm like, this shit is not focused. And I go autofocus. I'm like, this is not focused.
Well, the autofocus would focus on the fucking snowflakes in front of us.
This is a shot you can tell. This is Jeremy. He's saying, you know what? I might just fuck on you. You know, something like that. I might just be a fucking bad. So he's saying this shit while we're doing a bunch of shots, and this is like the 50th shot. This, I'm saying, is like, this gives the character of Laments, you know?
Yeah. Up until now, right, Laments has been like very like, I'm fucking...
Very Vogue.
Yeah. That's not how I am in real life, you know? So it's like, I think this starts showing a little bit of like, you know, we're just chilling.
You can't talk about Laments without doing this pose.
Yeah, literally. Hey, Laments, bro. So yeah, that was an excellent shot.
Yeah.
And this also marks the first time that I ever pick up the camera for Laments, because up until now, Roger's been the guy. So maybe you critique some of my photos here.
Yo.
I was on a trip to Seattle, and that's where we got most of those. So the first couple are you know, I was basically just looking at the shit that Roger had shot on the plane ride over, and I was like, okay, I just gotta emulate this, but with a camera. Mm-hmm. So we'll go.
Yeah. Shout out Ross.
Shout out Ross, because Ross also took pictures for this one. Thank you, Ross.
I think these are really cool shots. I think that the contents is great. I think the open space of like the clouds above, like that perfect place to put in the table of contents. And yeah, this is very... I give 2 thumbs up.
I get the Roger seal of approval.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And then also just like for the other 2, the pictures of Ross, like, you know, she's got cool poses, you know.
She was really killing that shit, and she's like very like open to just like angulation and doing crazy shit with the blade. So it was sick.
I'm liking it.
Yeah. So this is Roger, same shoot again here. I think, you know,
these are all of the
the ones that were contenders for the cover.
Yeah, contenders for the covers. They all got cut, and now they're on the inside. Yeah.
I really like the top one. You know, you did a good job with the upshot angle, little ocean of trees. Mm-hmm. And there's just something je ne sais quoi about this posing right here that I just really fuck with. Mm-hmm. Another one of those ones where he's like, stay in motion. So I did.
Yeah, and you could tell which one of these is is he completely static.
Yeah, so the whole day I was like, the cover's gotta be me doing this, because fucking fuck that.
Damn.
Boom, there we go. So yeah, just Ross just looking mean, looking mighty cool. I said there's a classic Laments photo shoot in the line now. You don't give a fuck. You're pissed.
Oh yeah, bored as fuck.
You're bored. You're mad that I'm taking pictures of you. Mm-hmm. And I'm a man. Fuck.
These are insider trade secrets or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Ross killed it on that one. That's my personal favorite photo of the new one. Just because I think it captures what I would like Laments to be. Ross took both of these. I think that one on the left is quite cool. You know, what do you think about that one, color-wise, compositionally?
I like the stone on stone. I like the textures of the stones, you know, and textures of the grass. It's got the green and orange patchiness to it. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this red thing in the center.
That was a gem, a close-up of a gem that I took. It kind of just looks like meat. So, I don't know. Hey. We're running with it. And that one, that was my first time ever trying out a tough guy pose. Trying to be like, hey. So
I mean, I think the graffiti does,
it makes me tough.
It makes you tough. It does.
Yeah, this is my mid one. This is my mid layout.
This one,
I was really trying to make this shit work, you know? Sometimes you just gotta fill pages.
Oh yeah.
I'll cut that part. So these are not actually that grainy in print, but InDesign like shits itself on this one. But yeah, there's just a little graphic I threw together off of Krongbin lyrics. There's Dylan. You already know about him. We did a video with him.
Shout out
Dylan. Hella good graphic designer. Kicked my ass at last year's Nationals. Fuck you, Dylan. But you're cool. So there's another one of those things where we're talking about like, oh, you know, your headspace affects, you know, the fucking magazine. So Roger, this is a fun shoot as well. We were with my brother at the time. Still my brother. But at the time, so this one was my first time going on a shoot with anyone that's not Roger or Jane. So, you know, this was an interesting one for me because it's a weird thing, you know, doing this for the first time in front of your older brother, you know. So it's like, and he was mad chill about it.
Oh, he was great.
Yeah, he was really well, I don't know if he's really into it, but he was definitely supportive. You know, he was tying the sweater on me and shit and going, So shout out Alex.
It was a vibe.
Yeah, and this was just, you know, cool shot. And I didn't expect you to angle it out as landscapey as you did. In my head, it's a very vertical shot. But you know, this just leaves more room for lyrics and being a little sad piece of shit and listening to Haim all day. I just I get sad. I get sad. Yep. And then it goes, you took me back! And then that's the lyrics.
Cook it up
heavy. I really wanted Roger. Roger's been teaching me how to flip mushrooms and other food, but mostly mushrooms, in a pan when they're being seared, all chef style. And I really wanted to get that, but you know, I got lazy. What the fuck? At some point I was just like, I have photos, this shit just needs to go out. And that's another thing that Roger's taught me, is that, you know, you can labor over something, but guess what? It's like this, hopefully, this magazine is going to be dog water compared to the next one I do. So it's like, I just need to ship a product already because I was already hella behind. I was like a month and a half behind, you know, my schedule or whatever. So
quality comes from quantity, you know?
You just got to keep practicing.
What the fuck?
I mean, you tell me.
No, you tell me, dog. You tell me, cause we did multiple of these shots, and I was like, okay, like what? And you're like, I just need.
Yeah, I guess I was very insistent on this one. So you know, it didn't look cool in real life at all, and I was like peer into my eyes, and then he goes, but like, why? I'm a traveler. I'm weary. I'm peering out across the land and shit, and I'm losing the vision for this fucking magazine. Laments 2.0. I named them on my computer in chronological order, and I tell like you guys in decimals.
Okay.
We're just gonna look at a couple. We went to Denver to do our first very intentional urban photo shoot, and we got, you know, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say right now, we got some straight bangers coming to you in this next one.
This homie in the mask on the left side, that is my little brother Noid. Noid was just visiting us.
Shout out Noid, chill ass food.
He doesn't know what a magazine is. Never, you know. So Yeah, Noid didn't know what he was getting into. But
Noid knows nothing about fencing either.
This is Noid. He's hella funny. And we pulled up and we made him wear green. We had to wear green.
We all rolled up green.
We all rolled up green, and we just pulled up into classic alleyway and great red bricks.
Mm-hmm.
And what I was thinking in my head while we were taking these photos is like, what is like some like really pretentious like like not like high end fashion magazine, but like the commoners like what would be on like a like the Gap or
the Gap.
Noid doesn't give a fuck, and his vibe is like he's a high schooler. You can tell that's the pose of a high schooler that's just bored as fuck.
But what I really like and what I really admire about Roger is that he is able to take, because this is literally dog shit alley where a restaurant was dumping their grease and shit, so I definitely got lots of grease and bullshit on my clothes. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's like a very like nothing place, and Roger is able to pull like some sort of compositional beauty out of it. He lined us up, made sure to include that little pipe going up. We're also going up, so it's cool. Roger just pulls, and this is the thing about Roger spiritually and also photographically, is that he is very into pulling out beauty in the mundane and appreciating the little things, and he really makes me slow down and appreciate life. Yeah. Let's really talk about this. So this was the first time in Lamé's recorded history that there has been not only duo shots, but duo shots involving someone who is not a fencer, because I was very gung-ho for the first 3 issues now of, all right, if you're not a fencer, I'm not putting you in the mag. I was like, all right, Thrasher, they don't fucking show people who don't skate. If you're in Thrasher, you skate, because that's core. But my whole thing with Laments is I'm trying to bring people into the fold, right? So it's like, I think thematically, it really resonates to have someone, who is not a fencer.
Some normies.
A fencer. Yeah, but cool normies like Roger. First of all, Roger fucking murdered this shit on command. On command, because he's an artist and he knows how to pose. So what was it like? Were you nervous at all? Because it was kind of impromptu.
Because I didn't know any pictures were gonna be of me, so I didn't shave, and I just like it's just a little scruffy.
But like the beanie makes it work, I think.
Let's hope. I pray. But yeah, I was just hoping that none of these would make the cut.
Oh, and they are. Almost all the ones I wanted to keep of Roger. But it was interesting to have like, not only like another person in there, but now it's like from a posing perspective, it's like, it's something for me to like pose. Like it's
I'm
like
another prop.
He's another prop for me, but also I'm a prop for him. So it's like, it's interesting.
We're both objectifying each other.
Exactly. That one was really cool. I also really liked.
What's also funny is like, Noid, even less experienced with photography than I am. Anyone that like wants to do photography, you can.
Yeah.
Easy.
Like straight up, just don't be a dumbass when you're composing shit.
Yeah.
Don't put shit
honestly,
mad centered, but sometimes do.
Just keep walking around and traveling. It's like there's great looking stuff everywhere. It's like that shit does the work for you. Mm-hmm. It's like you got a good skyline. That's a good skyline.
This is one of my absolute favorite ones. I just think it's so fucking sick. Walk me through why this image works from an art guy perspective.
I saw very very basic shapes, and as an artist, I love basic shapes. Every single complex shape is made of multiple basic shapes. So I saw like, the triangle of the bricks, the square of the railing above you, and then the cylinder circle right there of whatever the fuck that thing is.
No idea.
Just a random ass thing sticking out. And then like, the wire from that top left corner coming down, it just scream basic shapes. Something I've hit on multiple times is just like seeing detail and then big open space, because then that gives you room for maybe putting contents or words and stuff over there. So it's like a lot of open sky, and then on the other side got some detail. And yeah, I think this was like very much the most like official magazine Vogue thing that I saw, like when I was like, all right, yeah, this could be a pretentious ass real Mac.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I was thinking we should go with that one.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, that'll round it out for us in terms of pictures and stuff. Don't want to give it all away. You have to wait till the next mag. Sorry.
When's that? What the fuck? Drop a date right now.
Drop a date?
Drop a date.
Am I real?
Are you real?
May motherfucking 31st. Or I ain't real.
Or you ain't real.
To conclude, this is Roger.
Yes.
I love him so much. Mwah. And also,
Me too, man.
there is no Laments without Roger. This would never have ever gotten off the ground or ever been a thing. Roger, Caleb, Seth, it's like you guys are the reason that I even choose to pursue little creative endeavors, because you all inspire me so much. But yeah, Roger's been a huge guy for me in terms of developing any sort of semblance of knowledge about any of this shit. So I just want to thank you, because you make my life better. So thank you, and you make this mag possible. But yes, this is the guy behind why Laments looks and feels the way it does, at least in half.
Sorry. I done did it.